Hiya, it's Amanda here from Lolli Lulu Crafts, and today we're going to be making a Christmas card using this gorgeous holographic card. This is some of the cardstock from that big Create and Craft haul from some time back that I had, and if you're interested to see that, I will put a link on the blog post for you. So I'm starting off, I want to make a DL card, so I thought the easiest way was to actually grab a DL card and just mark it, and then just cut off the excess, mark the point where I want to score, and then score that down the middle. Now I'm scoring on the reverse side because I don't want to hurt the holographic part of the card. I'm sure it'll be fine, but I just wanted to be absolutely sure. So just run down a couple of times because it's quite heavy cardstock, so you want to be sure that when you score it, that it's when you fold it rather, that it's going to fold nicely and not have any kind of cracks or anything. And then just lining up the two edges and using your score tool along the spine to create a great fold. So next I'm just measuring the topper pieces that I want to put on the front of the card. They're about 2.5 inches tall, and so I'm going to cut a piece of this beautiful pearlescent holography card, a strip of it at 2 3/4, and I was originally thinking about putting the strip all the way across, but I then decided that I'd rather actually just put like a mat around each little topper. So all I'm doing is just by eye marking along the back of the strip of card exactly where I want to cut to create the mat for each little topper, and then just using my trimmer I'm cutting down the lines that I've marked to create my little mats. Now the little toppers came pre-made and they had the little foams on the back already, so they really was that simple, but they just matched so perfectly I just couldn't resist but to use them, to be honest. And since I've done the lodge, it's been quite fun because I found stuff that I'd forgotten that I'd had, and I've been able to get hold of it later as well because it's all accessible, so it's really great to be able to use some of these things. So I thought it'd be fun to use these for a change, something a little bit different. Obviously these are pre-made little toppers, but you could easily make something very similar using die cuts or dies and cut them yourself, or your Cricut machine or your Silhouette, whatever you have, and create your own version of these. It wouldn't be difficult at all, but if you're a beginner, then obviously having something like this pre-done makes it really simple to make a card, and yet you end up with a really great look. So all the little toppers are on their mats, so now I want to just take a tape pen and add some adhesive to the back of each little topper mat thing, and I'm using tape pen. It's going to be totally fine, it's a nice strong tape, and I'm putting the tape on all three before I attach them to the card, and that way I can be sure of positioning, and I can, if I don't push it down, because it's quite a shiny card surface, you will be able to move it. So I'm just positioned them very lightly, and then I'm just popping that last one and just fiddling with it, and then I will push them all down to ensure that they're firmly stuck. So the next thing I want to do is to create an insert. I think with quite a simple card like this, it's quite nice to make sure that the inside has something going on. I like it anyway, but I think on a more simple card, I think that just adds that little extra and makes it look really nicely finished, I think. So all I've done is I've marked this piece of vellum, and then I'm cutting it on those marks. Then next I'm just folding it in half. Make sure with something that's almost square like this, it's not quite, that you fold it along the correct side, because that would be really annoying. And then just popping it into the card, making sure that it does fit okay, which it does, phew. And then I'm just going to take some tape pen, run it along the back of the spine here. I'm doing on the leading edge so that the card pulls the insert open when it is open itself, and then just close the card onto the insert, and then your insert is correctly positioned. and I think that just looks so nice. It suddenly just really elevates the look of the card. So when I was looking at the front of the card, I really wasn't very happy with that middle topper, so I decided to do a little bit of DIY to it. So I was going to add some stars anyway to the front of the card, almost like buttons or whatever, or little gems. So I decided to take one of the bigger ones, and they're kind of like a glitter foam sort of sticker thing that I had, and so I popped that down using a bit of my glue gel, because the sort of wreath there had obviously a hollow in the center. I then put the stars, that the smaller ones of the same sort of style as that one in the center, I put 3 down in the corner there, almost like you would a gem, because I just thought it looked really effective. And then I popped another one just on the inside of the insert there. Again, I just thought that added that little bit of something to the inside. So now you may notice that the leaves that were at the bottom of that wreath have disappeared. I really thought that just looked kind of weird at the bottom of what would now be a star, and also I had already taken off this little silver bow, but what I did then decide was the little bow would look nice if I positioned that back on, but obviously further down, because before it was up on the actual wreath itself. So I just took some glue gel, just put a tiny little dot down, doesn't need much, it's only a little bow, and just popped that back down in position under my star with its kind of wreath circle around it. It's almost like a little halo. But what this shows, I think, is that you can easily modify these sorts of things yourself as well, so you don't need to stick with them exactly as is. And I think that looks really nice, and personally I think that star is much more in keeping with the other two. It just feels like it fits a lot better, and obviously it matches the stars in the corner there as well. I just think that what was quite a simple looking card has been elevated by those little touches. And then to finish that kind of elevation, I added a coloured envelope. Again, I always think adding a coloured envelope makes such a difference to a card. You never get a bill in a purple envelope after all said and done. So that is it. That is our card for today. I hope you have enjoyed making it. Don't forget, if you're on YouTube, do go and hop over to the blog post. Just go to the paragraph below this video, click on the show more, and you will find the link to the blog post there. And on the blog post I will put the link to the video I talked about, and also loads of photos and other information. So I hope you go across and have a look. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. That's it for today. Thanks a lot. Bye for now. Bye.